What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel for an all-new product review. Today I am kicking off part one of a four-part look at the brand 7Potions. They have a large line, one that's way too big to actually be featured in one video. So we're actually going to take our time, take a look at the product, take a look at the brand, do a little four-part mini-series, and all of that starts today with a look at their clay and texturizing spray. Here we go. Alright guys, once again, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me here again today. Before we jump into this review, I do quickly want to mention that my wardrobe today has been provided by the fine folks over at Trendy Butler. We've talked about them a ton in the past, so I'm not going to talk your ears off today about the brand and the products. You guys already know what they are, and I'm a big fan of theirs. But if you happen to be new to the channel and haven't heard me talk about them yet, I will put some videos up here at the top for you to check out and maybe get to know them a little bit. And as I've said a million times, I don't get paid by them or anything like that, but for 65 bucks a month, and I have a discount in the description, by the way, you get a box. And yes, I said a box this time. If you remember, they used to come in bags, and I've been saying for like a year now that they need to change that into boxes. And finally, we do have this awesome box, and inside, if you decide to pick one up, will be an outfit that's based on your personal taste and with your correct sizes too. It's some pretty great stuff. And if you want to check out Trendy Butler, that will be in the description there for you to check out. Moving back over though to 7Potions. This brand contacted me about a month ago with the request to review for them, and the first thing that I noticed was just how kind they were, how nice they were. They were just very polite people. They were very quick to agree to my honesty policy, and they just really came across to me as very cool and honest people, which as a reviewer is very great to work with. Now, if you have never heard of 7Potions or maybe never seen any of their stuff, they are a brand out of the UK. They are lab made, and instead of simply wanting to make products that worked for them, as we seem to see inside every brand these days, they mainly wanted to create good products that were also safe to use, and basically just products that were higher in quality on top of being good performing in the hair. And like I said a second ago, they do have a good size line, and we will be doing 4 total videos for them in total, but today we're kicking things off with the clay and the texture spray. Here we go. Coming across my desk today is 2 products from 7Potions. According to the brand, the Hairstyling Clay is an all-natural, vegan, water-based clay that offers a high hold, matte finish, and versatile styling. They say this clay is ideal for those who live fast-paced lives, and it provides a strong hold and flexible styling to keep up with the elements. It comes in a 3.4-ounce metal tin and sells for $19.89 US. Looking inside the tin, we are met with actually a very creamy-looking product. Scooping it out here, it's not lotion-like, but it's smooth and slick for sure, which is not something I expected. There's also not very much tack or stickiness at all, which initially really made me wonder how the styling was going to work out. Moving on now to the Salt Texturizing Spray. This, again, according to the brand, is an all-natural styling spray designed to provide matte texture and volume without being sticky. I don't think this is actually designed for hold, but it is designed to give life to dull, flat hair, and it does come in a nice size 6.8-ounce bottle for the same price of $19.89 US. Now for today's demos, I decided I would do each one individually, and then in the case of the spray, I'd follow it up with the spray by itself and then with the clay to kind of give you a look at what it looks like by itself and then combined. I figured that was the best way to do it. Starting first with the clay though, this is kind of a peculiar feeling clay. It's very smooth, kind of wet feeling, very slick, and when I tried it in damp hair, I had serious issues with hold. It took a ton of product to get my hair to shape and style, and by that point I basically just weighed it down with product, so volume and texture were both just very diminished. As I'm sure you probably predicted though, dry hair was much better for me. This is something I say in almost every video now, and so that's what we got here for demo number 1. We're going to be looking at 3 scoops on dry hair. Of course, there's no additives or pre-stylers here, just freshly washed hair. And again, the goal here is to get my hair the softest it can so the product glides through there and doesn't get caught up as I add in my scoops. As I add it in too, I'm actually quite baffled at how dry my hair feels. It's never usually this dry, but I'm assuming it's just the product and it was designed for this purpose. The clay feels so slick and damp on its own. I would never have guessed it to actually be this dry. That being said though, tug and pull for me is actually quite low here for how dry it is, which is also another surprising fact. That being said though, the biggest thing that really grabbed my attention was what was happening right here, which was how this product was basically styling itself. No comb needed, no brush, and I'm barely even finger combing. This style is just coming together naturally, and for me, that is a serious plus. When I have just a few minutes in the morning to style, having a product like this that can just produce a style like that is extremely valuable. So I'm sure you can see why that was such a big deal here. However, that style doesn't really mean much if we don't test the endurance. So let's get a look now at how our automatic style lasted throughout the day. At 4 hours, we do see a bit of deflation there, maybe even a bit of loss in that clean shape we had prior. It's also very light in the hair, as you can see here, but it still has some control, which I think is promising. At 8 hours, our situation I think has just continued down the same path. It's deflated a bit more here and definitely just lost that shape and style. Running my hands through it though, I can still feel a bit of that control, and I think I can actually salvage a bit of the style here with just my fingers, which is also a solid plus. Let's move on now to the texturizing spray. There's not much to say on this beforehand. I think it's better that we just jump into it and take a look. So we're gonna start demo number 2 here with damp hair, of course, and I'm gonna spray in a good number of sprays, which is actually okay. It says on the bottle to use more for more texture, so there's no warning against using too much, and you will see in a minute also why that's not a big deal. But for now, it's time to blow dry it in. I have no idea if this doubles as a heat protectant or not. I didn't really check. It very well might, but I again didn't look because really I could care less about heat protectant. I think it's just pointless, but I won't bore you with that because we're here to look at this spray and not my opinion on heat protectant. Here's the result I get after my hair's fully dried. It's not sticky at all. It's not designed to be sticky, but it's actually very dry, and I think it does have a great helping of texture. Again, there's no real hold in the traditional sense, but there is a very light amount of control there. As you can see, the hair is not all over the place. It actually looks quite good. To finish it off though, I will add in another 3 scoops of the clay, and I'm doing 3 again because that hold was not quite what I expected. I did need 3 scoops in order to get the hold I needed. And one thing I noticed here during the test was after adding the clay, there really seemed to be no real change in the style from the added spray. It was nice, however, to see this clay pretty much style itself again. I'm definitely loving the hell out of that. Jumping right into my final thoughts here, I think the texturizing spray is a decent product. It cannot be compared though to the sprays that I'm sure you're already about to ask me about, like Sidekick or Damon Barber, because both of those provide hold and they get sticky. This does not at all, but it does provide more texture, which I think is the real strength of this spray. If your goal is to get loads of texture and volume, this will help you do that. If you have super thick, curly, or wavy hair though, I am kind of skeptical that this will help you besides adding in a little bit of texture. I do have a slight wave in my hair actually, and I did see this kind of exaggerate that a little, so it makes me wonder about the guys who have it worse than me. I did though see a lot of texture, so I am confident that no matter your hair type, it will put in a good amount of texture. You guys with fine hair or thin hair, I think you will have the opposite reaction to the extreme. I think you will really enjoy this. If you're the type of person that struggles to get texture in your hair because it's so straight or fine or anything like that, I absolutely think this will help you do that. That's just my opinion. If you rely on hold again though, this obviously doesn't provide that and it just wasn't there. Moving on though to the clay now, I was very intrigued by this formula. Like I said, I liked how it felt really slick and creamy, and then it became super dry when I put it in my hair. It was kind of a mind bender for sure. The hold for me was wasn't quite a high hold, and I needed 3 scoops to actually get a style in my hair, and I'm not sure if that was because of my hair type or what, because the product isn't very sticky at all. It's more dry than sticky actually, so that makes me wonder about the actual hold level, but it did control my hair, just not within that high hold or strong hold realm. It did though create some awesome texture and volume throughout the day especially, and as you saw, it practically styled itself, which is something that we don't see every day within a clay. Now the washout on both products was just great. They both just rinsed out with water. Couldn't have been easier. The scent, however, that is where the issue lied with me, and that's really with both products too, the spray and the clay. I just don't think I really enjoyed this scent. I'm not sure what it was in there. I know it's listed as sandalwood, but I think there's some other things listed in there as well, but I'm not totally sure what it is. It just came off a bit different to me, and if I'm being honest, it really just didn't appeal to me that much. Overall though, that doesn't make these bad products. I actually hold performance in higher regard than scent, and I think you guys with thin hair again are really going to find some benefit here, specifically in its ability to provide great texture and volume. I also think that hold strength will probably be better for you guys too in that area, but if you guys want to check out 7 potions, I will leave a link in the description for you along with a coupon code that's good for free worldwide shipping, which is a great value as some of you well know. I do want to thank 7 Potions for sending these out, and like I said, we will get a look at the other offerings from their line in the coming videos. But for now, for those interested, Nevermore is dropping today, 8 p.m. Eastern time at the Lockharts website. It will be in the description for you guys that need a link. Also, for you guys that are wanting to pick up one of these fragrances, I do want to let you know there is a limited amount. There's only about 160 available, so my advice is to jump on it right away if you're interested. I really don't want anyone to miss out. And if you're buying from overseas, remember places like Slick Hair Shop will be carrying the matte paste only. They will not be carrying the fragrance though, because we only made such a limited amount of those. But Slick Hair Shop will carry the matte paste, so that is there for you guys to take advantage of and save on things like the taxes and shipping. But that is it though for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you tap on that like button for me, and if you haven't yet subscribed, you better hit that button. We're 5,000 subscribers away from the major giveaway, so if you haven't yet tapped that button, you might want to give that a tap. And again, a big thank you for stopping by the channel today and checking out this video. I will be back, of course, with you guys next week. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.